So we got some big news today coming from BBC. Now, a little while back, there was an announcement that Chris Chibnall was no longer going to be the showrunner for Doctor Who, and basically what it was that Jodie Whittaker's time as Doctor Who was going to be ending in 2022, along with Chibnall's time as showrunner. Well, today it's been announced that we have our showrunner. We don't have our 14th Doctor yet, and I imagine we won't get that announcement until sometime in 2022. But we do have a new showrunner. Or should I say an old showrunner. Ladies and gentlemen, Russell T Davies has returned as showrunner for Doctor Who. That's right, the OG showrunner for Doctor Who. OG in the sense that he brought the show back is what I'm saying. Is like Russell T Davies, the guy who basically shepherded the Eccleston-Tennant era. And yeah, so this is where we've gotten with Doctor Who, is that we've literally the ship has run so far aground they had to call the old captain back to get it back out to sea. That's what they're doing. That's what BBC is doing. Anyway, on one hand I think this is cool, but on the other I have my reserves. Now, let me explain. Russell T Davies, obviously, you can't deny that the dude literally gave us Doctor Who and put it back in the public media in this day and age. Gave us Christopher Eccleston for one season, and then gave us the Doctor Number 10, David Tennant, for a great amount of time, and literally got the show going and helped. And basically picked Stephen Moffat, for better or for worse, depending on what you look at, and helped shepherd in the Matt Smith Capaldi era. So, I think this is cool. I think having Davies back is a neat idea, but at the same time, I do have some reservation about it. Let me explain. If you go back and look, there is a lot of good in the Davies era. But the problem is that there was also a lot of bad, too. Anyone remember Love and Monsters? I sure do. So, basically, we have, of course, making Rose Tyler, super important. Every companion outside of Donna, well, even Donna, every companion had to be, uber important. And there is the argument to be made that the Davies era was only as good with the writers they had. You have to understand that that Davies episodes were just kind of for a lot of them, but there were a lot of other episodes that were strengthened by what we had. We had, Paul Cornell there, we had Stephen Moffat, we had even Chris Chibnall a little bit, although he did more in the Moffat era, and I don't think he should have ever been head writer. But I think this is cool. I think this is neat, but at the same time, it's never a good sign when you have to come back, and that's going to be some major proving ground for Davies, because it's been a while. It has been a real hot minute since he has done Doctor Who. It has been a long while since he has done anything related to Doctor Who. That's the big thing, is that he has been away from Doctor Who for a while. In fact, I think he's been away from science fiction for a while. He's done a lot of, kid shows, and at its heart, Doctor Who is kind of a kid show. But could he be a little too far outdated? I feel like the BBC is really just playing it safe. That's what it really comes down to, for me at least, is that it really does feel like the BBC is trying to play it real safe and really get back the audience. Because I looked on social media, people are buzzing like crazy. Oh my god, Russell T Davies is coming in to save Doctor Who! It's gonna be so great! But that's the thing. We don't know. That's the other thing, is that we don't know who the other writers are. Davies is the showrunner, and will probably write some episodes, but we don't know what... We, honest to God, don't know who else is going to be there. Is Chibnall going to be allowed to write? Probably not. BBC's probably going to blackball him hard after this. He's going to get Adam Gast. There's a football reference for you in Doctor Who. Wonderful. The other thing you have to look at is that, again, you have to get who's going to be the writing staff here. Again, Davies' era only it worked its best when Davies was more or less producing or guiding other shows. And again, you had Cornell, you had Moffat, you had a lot of major writers on there, and a lot of them are doing their own projects now. So are you gonna get Matt Gatiss back? Are you gonna get Moffat back? Are you going to get Cornell? That's the problem with this, is that, you know, these new, you really have to get a new writing staff, and Davies might be out of touch. That's what worries me about it the most, is that Russell T Davies might be out of touch, and it's more or less, this feels like BBC is just like, hey, didn't you love the Davies era of Doctor Who? Well, he's back. That's what it really feels like. That's my problem, is that it really, this really feels like it's playing like to the audience. It really does feel like BBC just decided to pander to the audience, and I don't know if Davies wanted to come back. I mean, at first I was like, oh, and don't get me wrong, I think that of course, David Tennant. It doesn't mean David Tennant. Well, maybe they could get David Tennant for a multi-Doctor story, but still. I'm more I just want a good series again. I have, like I said before, when was the announcement that Chibnall and Jodie Whittaker's era was ending for Doctor Who, I was more concerned about Jodie Whittaker, because I feel like she got the real shit end of the stick out of all this. I think she was a very good Doctor, but I just don't feel like she had the best material. It was a lot of like what people say about Peter Capaldi, whereas like he was a really good Doctor. I just wish he had better material to work with. And again, I'm wondering who the 14th Doctor is going to be. I'm wondering, like, now, but again, I don't think we'll get an announcement for the 14th Doctor for the rest of the year. I'd be shocked if, like, at some point in 2021 is like, we have our 14th Doctor! No, we're probably going to wait to do that until, like, 2022. Mid-22, like, I don't, like, the earliest it'll probably be of an announcement for the next Doctor will probably be mid-2022, and then, because it will be right before the regeneration for Whittaker into the next Doctor. So there you go, guys. I haven't really done a lot of Doctor Who videos, and I feel bad for it, so I was like, you know what, this could be fun to talk about. So you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of Russell T Davies coming back to do Doctor Who? Are you guys excited? Are you guys not? Do you think he's out of touch with it, or would you have picked someone else to be showrunner? And if so, who? Just comment below, let me know. And as always, if you want to check out my Patreon, hit the link below. I'd really appreciate it if you did. I'm serious. I'd greatly appreciate it. But anyway, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.